Again, that could have been better. Where are we going? Yeah, bud! On this stupid hill. Hey everyone, welcome to the Tour of Hermann race video. So Tour of Hermann is a 2-day stage race, 100 miles each day, 3 loops the first day, 2 loops the second day. For those of you that saw my Instagram story, Instagram Eric Rides Dirt, so go follow me over there for more behind the scenes. So for those of you that saw that, you'll know that I was actually really nervous for this race. But once we started rolling, the nerves just all go away, it all feels great. We have a perfect day for it. You can see it's a little cloudy, it's a little chilly this morning, it's 60 degrees, but it's only gonna be like 75.
It's gonna be a little chilly on the
and
way
it's
out.
not very windy. It's a perfect day.
As soon as that sun...
So they had this Rails to Trails that was really nice to ride on, and we took that on the way out and back on a couple loops actually. Now I had told myself that I wasn't going to do big efforts on the front, I wasn't going to do a lot of pulling because it's a long day. But the guy in front of me peels off, and I don't want to start the day off with everyone thinking that, you know, the guy in the black kit doesn't want to do any pulls. So you gotta be, because I'm a nice guy, go to the front, do a little effort. But my Garmin had just notified me that the first of 16 category climbs on the day was coming up, so didn't want to do too much. We're on that first climb, and it really sets the stage for the day. So we've got Jordan over here on the left. I didn't catch the guy on the right, his name, I just called him Orange Jersey Guy. So they were both very strong. They're going to kind of be in that group that gets established on this first climb. Jordan is an absolutely unbelievable descender. I mean, look at him. I'm doing 45, and he is off the front. So that he used that to his advantage for most of the hills all day. Coming into another gravel section off of that descent, the people you see here, this is really kind of the group for the first lap. 2 guys on the left in the front, with the same kit. Those are Bloomington cycling guys. Aaron is on the blue bike, and Aaron was the guy that I had watched out for because I knew he had done this years past. This was a fun surprise. So we come up the top of the hill, and look at that! There's some goats. So I say hi because, you know, nice guy. Then immediately, look at this guy over here on the left. Oh my goodness. I immediately got vibes from, I think it's Gravel Locos a couple years ago, where somebody got into it with a bull. And that was it. That's pretty much the end of the first lap. We saw some goats, we saw a bull, and now we're headed back on that same bike path that we rolled out on. All right, so I put the map up on the right-hand side of the screen because you got to see what I did here. My original plan was to maybe get like a 1 or 2 second gap because it's cumulative time. So if I finish first, that's good. Garmin says turn right, I turn right. You'll see my shadow, and I turn around and see that nobody has followed me. So I cut through the bank, thinking that I'll be able to kind of reconnect with that main road that I'm supposed to be on. Thinking I'll just hop this curb here, but it's a retaining wall, so can't go that way. Fortunately, straight ahead, there's no gate on this entrance, so I was able to kind of cut through there and then catch back up to everyone. This whole, finishing mile was just really weird because I expected everyone to go for it because lowest time wins. So if you can gain a few seconds here and there per lap, that's so I was thinking that people were just going to sprint to the finish and then roll right through and keep going. But that is not at all what happens. I actually feel really stupid watching this back because I just did not understand what everyone else was going to do. They give you a little sticker. It says you've completed each of your laps. And I'm ready to roll out. I've got food. I've got water. I'm ready to go. So I start rolling out, turn around, realize nobody is with me. So now I'm thinking, well, maybe I'm going the wrong way. So there's U-turn number 1.
Where are we going?
Guy tells me that we're headed out the other directions.
Okay, yeah.
So now we're headed back the other way. So it's like, okay, now I'm thinking that maybe this group went out that way. So I roll this way. Still nobody here. So here's U-turn number 2. Because I still don't see anybody. Finally, I see the 2 Bloomington guys, and I'm like, okay, Here we go. There's U-turn number 3.
I don't know what they're all doing. I thought we were all just gonna roll right through.
Yeah, you hear me say I thought we were all just gonna roll right through. That's what I was prepared to do, but whatever.
So
Right out of the start of lap 2 is the biggest climb of the day, and I knew this was gonna be here.
Yeah, we got a guy up
and you hear me say we got a guy up there, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give it the beam. I mean, look at 500 watts. Like I am feeling like Superman at this point. Like I feel so good. Like, bro, this is incredible. I'm feeling so strong, and I want everyone else to basically suffer on this climb. So I'm gonna put in a big effort. Aaron managed to stay with me, and once we got close to the guy up the road is actually the orange jersey guy. So once we got close to him, Aaron does this big effort to make the final bridge and forces me to put in another big effort to kind of stay in his wheel. Now, heart rate's 171. That is the highest my heart rate can go on a 100-mile day. Anything really higher than that, and I am risking it. And now we've got a group of 3. We are 30 miles in. We've got 70-ish miles to go. I'm thinking, man, we're set. We've got 3 guys. Nobody else is behind us. They can't even see us. We are just gonna charge off the front. We're good. Sometime in the past like 5 miles, we lose orange jersey guy. So now it's just Aaron and I.
yeah. What do you think about this here? It's a little early for us to speak to. That's what I was thinking, but there's nobody there. Yeah, but I don't want to give it up either. So maybe not go all in, but yeah, keep it steady.
So he's basically saying, hey, it's too early for there to be 2 of us. We should be chill and wait. I agree, and then immediately go to the front and do 450 watts like a boss who, you know, because that's what I do. Because why would I go easy on a 100-mile bike race? I probably should have listened to Aaron. He has done this race many times, and he has finished on the podium many times. So he really does know what he's talking about. Foreshadowing, I probably should have listened. I didn't get on a video, but we did end up getting caught by a few people. There is Devin off to the right. Keep an eye on that kit. You're going to see him later. And then we've got Jordan up the front. So we've got a group of 5, and this is the group that we're going to roll with through lap 2. Coming off that descent, Devin decided to just send it. The dude is full sending it. Like, look at me. I'm chasing doing 400 watts, and I'm sitting in a draft. But he is giving it the berries. Like, now I was struggling. I mean, there's that heart rate, 170. I can't do much more than that. So I'm really lucky that I managed to sit in and Aaron was feeling good enough to do some work, because I would have been screwed without help. I would have just, I mean, again, foreshadowing. It wouldn't have mattered in the end, but I would have been toast here. This was the only issue with traffic on the course, and it actually, so yeah, this tram comes in. Didn't know they were going to stop, but that's what made Devin kind of slow down, and we all kind of grouped back up. I don't think he wanted to stay away anyways, but otherwise, all the cars were awesome, all the drivers were fantastic, so it was a really good day to be on the road. Rolling in on lap 2, and you would think that after the first lap, I would have figured out this finish, but I'm still thinking, man, every second counts. You know, if you finish a 1/10 of a second behind, like, I'm still thinking in 1/10 of a second. So I'm like, well, I'm in the back. I kind of want to roll up on the front, you know. So I kind of just think I'm just going to kind of sneak up here on the side. See, so I get yelled at for crowding the finish, because it's like, just...
You guys have water?
Yep, that orange one's down there, everybody's water.
All right, so I just asked for water. So my plan was to, I had 2 bottles at the car, and I was gonna drop the 2 empty bottles from the bike and grab the 2 bottles from the car, and then I would have 2 bottles for about 35 more miles. However, I still had 2 full bottles on my bike and a little bit in my pack. What I should have been thinking is, it's like, wow, I should not have this much water left. Didn't grab the bottles because I didn't need any, and I just rolled out. And then this happened. So you can see, heart rate's 171. I'm doing 330 watts, 340 watts. There is a gap opening, and I am not closing it down. I'm now 350, 360 watts. That gap is opening more. Still not closing it down. Here comes Jordan. Jordan sees the gap opening. He covers it. Heart rate's 172, still doing 320, 300 watts. That gap is now growing, and now we are below 300, and I've pulled the plug. That was it. Heart rate's 174. That's the end of what I can do for this long of a race. That's it. And there they go. I'm now sitting in 4th place. I've got about 30 miles to go, and I am now on my own. I can't do it. I got 25 miles to go. Every ounce of my being wants to just stop and call this egg. And now I'm stuck on this stupid hill. It's not even a registered climb, and I couldn't get up it. I gotta keep going. Just gotta keep going. And that's it. And so now we're walking 0 miles an hour, 0 watts. Just gotta push the bike. No matter what, don't stop. Yeah, the legs are just gone. Now, 87 miles in, I have got no water. And I'm unable to take any food because I don't have any water, and so I'm just not feeling very good. And I'm thinking it's like I'm gonna find someone that I can flag down, a house that I can stop at, some way that I can get water. Or I'm gonna have to call the SAG. Like, I'm gonna need something. But I look behind me, and I see that there's a rider coming up behind me. And here he is. It's Devin, my savior. He offers me half of his bottle, and he offers me some food. He's, asked me how I'm doing. Like, the dude saved my life.
That kind of stuff.
Like, it was incredible. I would have been screwed. So we start riding again. I don't wanna like crowd him out or like, really like offer. I'm like, dude, he stopped to help me. Like, I can't be, being a jerk about it. So I'm like, I'm just gonna let him go. I don't wanna like get in his way or anything. So I let him kind of ride ahead of me. About 8 miles later, I actually catch back up to him, which was a huge morale boost. Like, I am feeling so good. Like, it's awesome to have some company. So we rolled together for maybe about 5 or 6 miles, and we've only got like 6 miles left to go. So at this point, I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna die. Rolling into the finish, lap 3, end of day 1, and I finally learned my lesson about the finish. This woman is finishing her 2nd lap in front of me. I don't crowd her out, I give her some space because finally learned my lesson to how to do these finishes. You see Sarah at the finish, she's got this look on her face like, oh no. Yeah, it was a tough day. But no time to rest because on to day 2. All right, day 2. I actually feel fantastic this morning. I don't know, my coach Jason was telling me, lots of food, lots of water, so I was just really doing my best to eat and drink a lot after the race, and it seems to work because I feel like I have awesome legs today. And everyone else was talking about like how tired they were, but I felt great. And we got another pretty great weather day. It's going to be a little bit sunnier, but less wind, but definitely hotter. So that'll change things a little bit. So we're on the same, that rails to trail thing, but we were on it for 17 miles. You can kind of see on that elevation profile at the bottom of the screen, that long, flat stretch was that rails to trails. And so then this is the first climb, the first of, I think, 8 categorized climbs on this first loop. I'm expecting it to be like the first day. So you see, like, I did that big effort, but nobody went with me. And here we go again. Like, I'm doing 280. Like, I'm not doing a ton of power. Not really. And yet there's nobody with me. And if I had a rear-facing camera, you'd see that I'm really sort of on my own. Like, I've actually got a few bike lengths on everybody else. So I was really surprised just how chill everyone was being for lap 1. I mean, I know it's day 2, but I sort of thought that people would be more aggressive. They put an aid station out there on lap 1 because it was going to be so hot that day. And that was about the halfway point, or a little bit past the halfway point for this lap, actually. And here goes Jordan, and this has kind of been happening a lot. You see, so 500 watts, I'm spiking it, I'm chasing after him. So people would like put in these efforts, still doing 400 watts. Like, I'm working to try to catch back up. because I'm thinking, okay, maybe this is going to be the time when somebody's going to put in some work. Like, this will be when we all start actually racing. Because up to this point, we had been, like, super chill. It was weird. So I roll up on him, and then he kind of stops. So I call this Zwift racing. This is where, like, people, like, just go ham on the hills and then stop when they get to the top. Like, it was this really weird, like, surgy type of racing. And you see, again, somebody surging, we're doing 400 watts, and then I finally decide, I've had enough of this, I'm only doing 1 lap, I'm just gonna send it. So this is about a mile down the road. I had just done a big effort up over that climb, and I turn around and I look behind me expecting to see maybe a few bike lengths. And then everyone will be like right behind me. And I turn around and there is nobody there. I am off the front far enough that I cannot even see them. So at this point, I've got 10 miles to go. I'm just gonna send it. But then we get to the bike path, and that we take the bike path back for about 6 miles. And I was worried, as you just heard me say, like, it's a straight, flat section, and they're just gonna, I'm gonna be the rabbit that they can just catch up to me, and they'll be able to see and they'll catch up. And that's exactly what Jordan does. So Jordan catches up to me, and you hear him say, I'm not pulling. And I was a little annoyed by that. I mean, I guess I understand, but, like, I'm doing 1 lap, he's doing 2, so he doesn't have any vested interest in, like, doing any work, especially when I'm only doing 1 lap, but I do kind of wish he, I mean, I thought that, I was like, come on, man, you know, but it's fine. You see the bridge, you know that you're basically there, so you're going to cross the bridge, you're going to go take a right-hand turn up onto the main road, and I knew that as soon as I hit that main road, I'm now on pavement, I'm going to go a lot faster, and everyone else is still on dirt. So once I'm on that main road, like, I think Jordan and I have it. Rolling into town, and again, that map is up, so you know what that means. And the map is up, which means it's time for Eric to make some navigation issues. So I'm trying to follow my Garmin, follow the twisty, turny roads through the campground, and it says to turn right, or sorry, turn left, so I turn left, right into this stupid roundabout. Have to hop over the curb. Fortunately, Jordan, nice guy, lets me cut the inside line and move up to the front. Yeah, lets me cut up to the front, lets me finish first, which is very nice of him. Yeah, so it was frustrating that we could only do 1 loop, but just didn't have the time to do a whole nother loop and still get home in time. It was a long drive home, so. But there we go. I don't know if we had any finishes that were without issues, but it was a really fun race. Very glad to have done it. We'll definitely be doing it again next year. 10 out of 10 would recommend. You hear me say I'm done. I really would have liked to done the whole thing, but maybe next year, and maybe next year I will pace it better and not get dropped on lap 3. But thank you all for making it to the end of the video. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Next one's going to be BWR, North Carolina. We'll see you there.